Hey, kiddos, welcome back to the Literary Guild, our book club this year. And we are in the middle of reading the season of Styx, Malone. I've just finished the first two chapters in which Bobby Jean and Caleb have traded their little baby sister, who's only a year old, for a humongous bag of fireworks. And now they're dealing with the consequences. Let's begin with chapter 3. No takebacks. Bobby Jean and I took pains to assure Mom and Dad that Susie was probably perfectly fine and safe over at Corey Cormier's place. We shouldn't have said probably. Mom's eyes became like two chocolate brown lasers slicing through us from our bedroom doorway. Dad stood in the hall behind her. Unbelievable, he murmured. Get in the car, Mom said in a small, tight voice. A voice that meant massive trouble. Her voice had escalated right through shouting mode into a high, quiet dogs-only range. Just to be perfectly clear, Bobby Jean and I were the dogs in this scenario. We scurried out to Mom's station wagon with our tails between our legs. Mrs. Cormier opened the screen door and immediately pushed Susie into Mom's arms. I am so sorry. I was absolutely horrified when Corey came home with her. Of course, I would have brought her back over to you right away, but he wouldn't tell me whose she was. She glared over her shoulder, and Corey was seated at the dining room table, head bowed. Thank you, Mom said. She kissed Susie's sleepy, slobbery face and held her close. The enormity of our recent stupidity washed over me. Come in, Miss Cormier said, pushing the screen wider. All boys on the couch. We slunk inside. Corey scooted away from the table and joined us. The couch was a threadbare blue stripy thing with cushions flattened from long use. I sat on one side, Corey on the other, Bobby Jean in the middle. Mom and Mrs. Cormier stood in front of us. Double-barrel mom stare. We were in deep doo-doo. Quicksand deep. Explain yourselves. So Corey began. Caleb and Bobby gave her to me. I didn't steal her. It was a fair trade, Bobby Jean blurted. Corey Cormier's eyes grew wide and terrified. Mom glared at us. Your sister is not a form of currency, she snapped. Trade for what? Mrs. Cormier asked, eyeing us suspiciously. Corey Cormier's desperate gaze pierced me. I grabbed Bobby Jean's arm. Corey wanted a sister. He was going to show us some basketball tricks, I said, and let us share his hoop. Instead, the three of you will spend that time doing extra chores together, Mom said. Like babysitting, I wanted to ask, but I didn't think they'd find it funny. For the next 4 weeks, Mrs. Cormier added, but that would be almost the whole rest of our summer vacation. 1 hour a day, said Mom. An hour a day with Corey Cormier? No way. Sometimes here and sometimes at the Franklins, said Mrs. Cormier. Plenty of odd jobs to be done, Mom added. You'll be busy enough. They spoke in the exact same tone of voice. Mom mad. Did they plan this somehow? Or can they read each other's minds like they could obviously read ours? Do you understand? We nodded. Franklin boys, Mom whisked a finger in front of us. Car. Bobby Jean let out a big breath. Our trial was over. Time to go home. As we slid toward the door, Corey shot me a last grateful look. He was almost smiling. I don't know what he had to be so happy about. He was still in the same hot mess that we were. Then his eyes narrowed. I'm coming for you, he mouthed. Over breakfast, Mom announced that Corey would be coming over at 10 to do chores with us. You're going to weed the garden, and then you're going to string up the new chicken wire Dad bought to keep the rabbits out. The chicken wire was not exactly new. It had been leaning up against the side of the house since April. I didn't much mind weeding the garden, usually. Doing it with Corey, well, these were the consequences of trying to be unordinary. Like Dad always says, when you act too big for your britches, the world has a way of slapping you down. I leaned over and gave Susie a little coochie coo under her bib, and she squawked and banged her rubber spoon. Applesauce splatter. Great, Mom said. That's perfect, Caleb. And she swung the dish towel off her shoulder and wiped at the spots on the table. I slid into my seat across from Bobby Jean. I knew enough to keep my mouth shut, even though it wasn't fair for Mom to call me out on that one. Susie would sure enough splatter applesauce whether I did anything or not. There was a bowl of it on the table for the rest of us, too. I spooned a generous helping onto my plate. Bobby Jean looked pointedly at me over the potato pancakes. He kept stretching his eyes all big and waggling his eyebrows like he was trying to do the thing where we communicate without talking. But it only worked some of the time. Later, I mouthed to him. When the phone rang, Mom retreated to the other side of the kitchen. Hi, Camille. Yes, send him over anytime. Bobby Jean leaned in. Gotta hide them now. And that's the end of chapter 3. Chapter 4, Meeting Styx Malone. Corey Cormier was coming. We were on the run. We plowed through the woods, lugging the gunny sack, passing it back and forth between us when it got heavy. How far are we going to go with this? I asked, huffing under the weight of the sack. This was what I got for trying to make myself stand out. I could hear Dad's voice in my head. You're just like everyone else. Don't let them tell you different. 2 paces ahead of me, Bobby Jean was walking like he was on a mission, which, of course, he was. We can just stash it here, right? I said. All we really needed was for the stuff to be out of sight for a little while. Corey's going to be at the house any minute. We could just keep going, Bobby Jean said, his voice a mix of pathetic and hopeful. Yep, I agreed, and never come back. Now this was a switch. Usually I was the one saying we needed to get out of Sutton and see the world. Bobby Jean always sided with Dad. We've got everything we need right here, boys. But the threat of Corey Cormier was some powerful kryptonite. No sudden movement, son. Keep your hands where they can see them. Your turn, I said, pausing my stride. Bobby Jean gave no sign of stopping. Come on, okay? You know we can't. And that's when we ran into Styx Malone. Well, tripped over would be more accurate. We didn't even see him. He was sitting on a stump at the base of a ragged old shagbark hickory, eyes closed, nodding to the rhythm, a pair of knobby little buds in his ears. Long legs stuck out in front of him and right in our path. Bobby Jean went sprawling. He yelped as he fell, except he never hit the ground. Styx flew up like his seat was on fire. He grabbed Bobby Jean mid-sprawl and wrestled him upright. Styx's elbow locked around Bobby Jean's throat. What gives? He shouted. Why you running up on me? I ain't doing nothing. It took me a minute to figure out how to answer. The very last thing we were expecting right then was to see any other person. Styx clearly felt the same. What are you doing in my backyard? This is our backyard, I said, not yours. Well, this was not remotely true. We had run pretty far beyond our property, but this was public land. Styx had no more claim on the woods than we did. Styx Malone squeezed Bobby Jean's throat tighter, yanking him back against his chest. His fingers were dark and his nails all smudged with grease. He was a whole head taller than Bobby Jean, but he was scrawny, with long and knobby limbs like a praying mantis. Bobby Jean was built like a box full of bricks, so it should have been a fair fight. Bobby Jean's eyes started bugging out of his head. He reached up and grabbed Styx's narrow wrists. He kicked his feet back, one after the other, trying to cut his captor down at the ankles. Styx was some kind of ninja. He dodged Bobby Jean's kicks, then swooped his legs forward, both at the same time, however impossible, and looped Bobby Jean's ankles, locking the two of them together like a funky pretzel. Slickest move I'd ever seen. Bobby Jean's throat convulsed in silent outrage. He looked like a starfish with his legs all splayed out and his elbows flailing. "What are you doing here?" Styx said, holding firm. We had a perfectly good explanation, as if we needed one. Yet my only comeback was, "Well, what are you doing here?" And at this point, I was 0 for 2. And Bobby Jean was no help, seeing he couldn't breathe, let alone speak. Between the two of us, Bobby Jean and I had been in our share of fights around the playground, but nothing life-threatening. We always had each other's back. But I already had my hands full. I wasn't about to set the gunny sack aside. "Stop it," I said. "You're killing him." Styx Malone was black like us, only darker. He was darker than anyone I'd ever met. That was one of the things I was thinking, even while he was busy squeezing the life out of my brother. "Your friend's got about 60 seconds of air left in him," Styx Malone said. "He's my brother," I said. "Let him go." I got up the courage to look into Styx's eyes. He had dark eyes. In the shadows, they appeared almost black. But his expression didn't seem mean. He seemed scared. "We're not going to hurt you," I said. Even with his bugged out eyes, Bobby Jean managed to glare at me for saying it. And that was when I knew he was going to be okay. "You can let him go." "You back up first," Styx said, and dropped the bag. I carefully set down the large sack and took 2 steps back. "Okay, it's okay." Styx's eyes shifted like he was looking to see who else was with us. "We're alone. We're running away," I said. "We're in big trouble." Running away? Well, that was kind of stretching the truth, but those were the words that came out of my mouth. Slowly, Styx relaxed his death grip on Bobby Jean. And Bobby Jean wrestled free and ran around behind me. Now, if the situation hadn't been so dire, I'd have been laughing at the freaked out look on his face, not to mention the fact that he was now hiding behind his little brother. His baby brother, as he likes to point out. "What gives, man?" Bobby Jean panted the moment he had his breath back. "We never did nothing to you." "Sorry." Styx shuffled his feet. His lanky arms fell to his sides, harmless. "Where I'm from, when people run up on you, you got to act quick." "Oh, so it's shoot first and ask questions later?" Bobby Jean mumbled, rubbing his neck. "Something like that." "I think we got off on the wrong foot," I said. I stuck my hand out toward him. "I'm Caleb Franklin, and this is my brother, Bobby Jean." Styx eyed my hand for a while. Then he grabbed it and squeezed. The handshake was quick and awkward, like maybe he was new to that sort of pleasantry. "Styx Malone." "Where do you live?" Bobby Jean asked. "I don't live here. I'm just staying here," Styx answered. "Where's that?" I asked. Styx hitched his chin over his left shoulder and in a direction I didn't actually know what was in that direction. I just always assumed it was more woods. "Do you have a house?" Bobby Jean asked. "Where you're staying?" "Yeah, it's a house. What, do I look like I live in a tree?" "I didn't mean nothing by it," Bobby Jean mumbled. "You live by yourself?" I asked. Styx grinned. "Heck no, I'm a miner. I got plenty of people keeping tabs on me." And his smile brightened. My skin turned warm despite the morning breeze. "What's in the bag?" Styx asked. I opened my mouth to answer, but Bobby Jean got me to it. "We can't really talk about it. That's why we're in trouble." Well, Styx walked right over to the bag. If it was anyone else, we might have tried to stop him. But he was the only guy we knew who'd ever gotten the drop on Bobby Jean. Wow, Styx said. That is the most awesome collection I've ever seen. We know, Bobby Jean said, hanging his head. We warned you, I said. Styx reached into the bag. Now, if it was anyone else, there's no way we would have let him do that. But even though we had only just met, even though he had almost just killed one of us, we knew there was something special about Styx Malone. It's like we could feel his power, like we could sense all the changes he would bring into our lives. So when he stuck his hands into our bag, we didn't try to stop him. If we had, this wouldn't be the beginning of the story. It would be the end. And that is the end of chapter 4. And I'll see you again tomorrow.